bring you the latest happenings coming from our national dailies. I am Solomon of FEM.
And my name is Nyamgul Agaji. It's always a pleasure knowing that you're there and participating in this program. It gives us so much joy. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of Front Page.
Okay, where do we start from?
Let's go straight on to Punch newspaper. The leading headlines on Punch newspaper are beginning with abduction crisis. National Assembly asks federal government to name terrorism financiers. That's the leading story there. Returning displaced Nigerians at risk of landmine explosions. That's according to UN. Nigeria records highest weekly cyber attacks in Africa. That's according to a report. Nadozie Ajibade lead Nigerian quartet in Guardian rankings. That's sports news. GDP expected to rebound 4.22% in the fourth quarter. That's another report. We also have stories like U.S. company withdraws Nigeria's presidential jet from sale. U.S. mulls visa ban for over alleged Christian killings in Nigeria. Federal government unveils 54.43 trillion naira budget as debt service gulps 15.91. That'll be on all for Punch newspaper. I'm sure that there's so many other headlines that you may be interested in, so just grab a copy and see what interests you and join the discuss. We also move to The Nation newspaper. The Nation leads with Senate reps rise against terrorism, banditry, killings. Others are ADC dismisses governorship candidate selection rumors. Why Edo Assembly Commission sacked 324 workers. Oshun 2026, Oyebamiji for screening on Thursday. How we killed dismembered FRSC official daughter by herbalist. Oshun grilled fish seller. 38 rescued Kwara abducted worshippers return home. That's gladdening news. U.S. imposes visa restrictions on violators of religious freedom. And FEC approves MTEF project 50.74 trillion naira revenue for 2026.
Okay, from that we'll go over to Vanguard, where the major headlines there. CBN removes limits on cash deposits, raises weekly withdrawal limit. Let's take a look at details of that. Let's see. Here we go. The Central Bank of Nigeria CBN yesterday removed the limit on cash deposits and raised the weekly cash withdrawal limit across all channels to 500,000 naira from 100,000 naira. Let's see. Okay, good. Now, the Apex Bank disclosed these in a circular to all banks titled Revised Cash-Related Policies, signed by Dr. Rita Suke, Director, Financial Policy and Regulation Department. Okay. The circular effective January 1, 2026, the following cash-related policies, which are for mandatory compliance by all deposits taken financial institutions in Nigeria, shall apply nationwide. Take a look at God half for us. U.S. issues visa ban on Nigerians involved in anti-Christian violence. That's a good one. Now, Nigeria not a failing state, but a nation rising. Buratai, that's quite optimistic of him. Pound to Naira exchange rate today, December 4, 2025. Just click on that. Or go to the new super standard. Pick the Vanguard and see what that says. How we killed FRC officer and daughter. That's coming from a suspect. United Capital projects further decline in inflation to 15.48%. And on Eurotide story, FAN directs airlines to review schedules to curb flight delays. Don't escort VIPs in Mufti. Force headquarters deploys special squads to airport. Lagos legal tussle stores OMLs 120 and 121 cases. Courts determine authentic counsel. Let's see on the politics segment. Ocean 2026 ADC denies endorsing any governorship.
Training institutions for security. World Bank's $750 million support yields $2.2 billion state-level investment under NG Cares. Ex-Special Forces Commander urges military community to back just confirmed Minister of Defense General C.G. Musa. Odno warns DSS against clearing Reno Mokri for ambassadorial role. Senator Daisy Danjuma at Dobes 2.0 and Itohan Girls Grammar School rebirth, a promise kept. Well, that's U.S. to place visa restrictions on sponsors of Christian genocide in Nigeria. We've had that. After a rigorous screening session, Senate confirms ex-CDS Musa as defense minister. Tinubu meets service chiefs, demands greater efficiency in security strategies. Alleged $35 million NCDMB fraud. Former Petroleum Minister Silva gave me verbal instructions for payment of $13.45 million witness tells court. Okay, we saw that story yesterday and all that. So let's take another one from
the
Sun.
This day we go over to the Sun, where the major headlines there, the cover stories, obviously the visa restrictions for Nigerians supporting atrocities against Christians, and the other headlines: Nigeria rolls out evidence-based climate security blueprint for resettled communities. Abia APC and Foundation held Tinubu over Neya Carlos ambassadorial nomination. Senate launches probe into Safe School initiative. Will restrict visas. Okay, stakeholders call for stronger interagency collaboration to tackle terrorism. Let's see. Okay, on the politics and power segment of the Sun, CRV, INEC announces 9.89 million registration of voters. That's good news. Death penalty for kidnapping. Terrorism Act amendment scales second reading. Cape Town Convention and Politics of Nigeria's new flight path. Okay, and the business sides: FEC approves 2026 to 2028 MTEF, eyes 34.33 trillion naira revenue. And Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway oversubscribed by $100 million. That's according to Umai. And I also have the story of CBN ends deposit restrictions, raises cash withdrawal cap to 500,000 naira weekly. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. When people had money, they restricted the withdrawal. Now that people don't have money, I don't know. Maybe, you, Solomon, you'll be very happy that they have raised the bar so that you can collect so much money in a day.
Well, I work in the media. I don't work in oil and gas.
For some of us, we don't even know the color of thousands anymore. It's crazy.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
Okay, on the Guardian newspaper, we have a few stories here. The leading one is why Europe is blocking more Nigerian goods at its borders. Maybe you might need to read that as well. Other latest news, you will find genocide U.S. to place visa ban on ADA's family members. Kogi local government imposes curfew, restricts religious gatherings over insecurity. Defection, Soludo going nowhere. OT welcome to ABGA. Okay, African innovators honored for social impact. And then we have experts lament absence of legal framework to protect journalists. I'm interested in that. And again, contractors barricade finance ministry over indebtedness. Federal government tells MDAs to enforce 5% employment quota for PWD. That is people with disabilities. Okonjo-Iweala headlines EIE Nigeria's 15th anniversary. I think that is enough is enough, Nigerians.
Yeah.
Or let me just get it right so that we don't give wrong information.
Exactly.
A little detail on that is, well, enough is enough. Nigeria has unveiled the speaker for its landmark 15th anniversary celebration tagged Footprints and Front Lines. So I got it right. It's enough is enough. Federal government, World Bank commit to social protection, economic opportunities, and China pledges zero tariff policy for Nigerian exports. There's so many others that you might want to read up on. That is coming from the Guardian newspaper.
And from the Guardian, we'll go over to Daily Post, right? And the major headlines there is on insecurity, Catholic priest kidnapped in Nigeria. Let's get details of that. The Catholic community in Kaduna has been thrown into panic following the abduction of Reverend Father Emmanuel Ezema, a priest of the Zaria Diocese, who was whisked away by unknown gunmen late Tuesday night. The Diocese of Zaria confirmed the disturbing development on Wednesday in an official notice signed by the Diocese Chancellor, Reverend Father Isaac Austin. According to the statement, Father Ezema was kidnapped around 11:30 p.m. from his residence at St. Peter's Catholic Church, Rumi, sending shockwaves across the parish and the entire Christian community. That's a sad one. And let's see what other headlines Daily Post have for us. Ban them all. Bashir hails Trump over visa restrictions for terrorism sympathizers. To sport, EPL, why we beat Chelsea 3-1. That Leeds United manager Daniel Farke. You can get details of that on Daily Post for sport football enthusiasts. Edo journalist assaulted by Governor Okpebolo's aide. NUJ condemns attack. That is just sad. And journalism in Nigeria. Let's see. Ekiti 2026 ADC governorship candidates. Bejide assures supporters of victory. A former Minister of Defense Badaro did his best for Nigeria, APC chieftain Gumel, and APC to hold national caucus and NAC meetings December 15 and 16. And let's see. On the business, shippers raise alarm over arbitrary container stoppages and excessive levies at Lagos port. TCN restores electricity supply to northern Nigeria after repair of a Shiroro Mando line. I think that's all we can take from Daily Post.
Yeah, have we taken Daily Trust?
No,
We're going to take Daily Trust, but I'm just curious. When America says that they're going to ban some people who are financing terrorism in Nigeria, it is supposed that they have the list of these people. They
definitely do have the list.
Which means the list is
it's not a myth.
There's a list.
Exactly.
That is what it is.
It exists.
So if they have the list of the people they want to ban, how can't we have the list shown to us and all that?
I mean, the Nigerian government have had the list for a while. We know that already.
Why do they keep saying if we speak out, so the Nigeria will burn? It is already burning. So let them prosecute these people, whether it's covertly or not.
And this is why security experts have always said the governments know how to stop this insecurity if they really do want to stop it. So the change of security chiefs is just political gymnastics, some will allege.
Okay, well, that leads us to the stories in the Daily Trust, and it leads with Defense Minister. I can't afford to fail Nigerians. Or Nigerians expect so much. Let's take a little detail from that story. Who was appointed by President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday said this during his screening at the Senate on Wednesday. That was yesterday. The minister thanked the president for appointing him and Nigerians for having confidence in him. He promised to give his best to restoring peace in the land. Now, I am just hoping that he can say, like one young officer said, I am an officer, I have integrity. I hope he's speaking with integrity and not like politicians who will come and say, oh, vote for us. If we cannot perform in 6 months, stone us. And then they're still in office like forever.
Yeah, well,
and nobody's
exactly.
stoning them.
Especially
and
with
making
the
sure.
electoral system we have here.
Well, okay, more on Daily Trust. We have Defense Minister, okay. Dignitaries to chant new call or chat new cause for Okeogun. Okeogun at PMI roundabout. Soldiers, policemen fight publicly in Jos. U.S. announces visa restriction for Nigerians linked to religious persecution. Borno, how teenager allegedly killed neighbor after snatching her phone. Where Senate confirms General Musa as new defense minister. Trump is on our neck. Akpabio rejects bow and go treatment for ex-CDS Musa. CBN ends cash deposit limits, raises weekly withdrawals. And okay, so we have all the stories from the Daily Trust. I miss those days where you have news about someone killing another, or there's an accident somewhere and people are dying, or there's a war somewhere and you get all emotional, even if you don't get emotional on the microphone, but at least you feel human lives are being lost. Now you can comfortably hear that 200 people have been murdered and you're like,
it's been normalized, unfortunately.
well, God rest their soul, and that is all. Nigeria has become that bad.
Too many bloodshed. It's been normalized. You're immune to all the bloodshed. It's just sad.
It's sad, but God help us.
Indeed. So all you have to do is go to the nearest newspaper stand and pick one of these newspapers, whether Punch, Vanguard, or Nations these days, Daily Post, Daily Trust, Guardian, or any of the newspaper that we don't have here, and just read them. Go to the segment of your choice: politics, entertainment, or sports, or international news or business, and get yourself educated, entertained, or informed. Up next is analysis from Rufai Oseni.
Okay. We have seen how the screening of Musa has gone, and a lot of people say this is a right step in the right direction. In fact, that out of all the nominations President Tinubu has made recently, that this is about the best one. And on this, I don't know what President Tinubu is still waiting for. I don't know why they have not removed Batawali. Because we cannot say that we don't hear when the governor of Zamfara State made allegations that Batawali has links to these unscrupulous elements. I mean, it's time for us to stop deceiving ourselves in this country. We cannot see, we do not see all of those allegations being made, except we want to deceive ourselves and go on a tangent of deceit like we normally do. But if we don't want to do that, we have seen all of that. So I don't know why it can't be removed. And even ask questions. Even prosecuted and tried. And these are questions that we should ask. Secondly, he said a lot of things during the screening. He spoke about the need for database and all of that. See, most of all the things he spoke about, Nigeria already has. Nigeria has a database for people that are coming in and out. That's what the NIN is. But it's just that we lack political will. And when the government lacks political will to be able to stay strong and do the needful, and all they do is politicking, then we can't move forward. I was listening on VOP News when they were talking about the story on Sahara Reporter that President Tinubu is already thinking of 2027 elections. They are buying cars and everything. Well, what they should be thinking about is to be able to look for the political will to help a lot of people. So time will tell. We'll see how all of this will pan out. And we will know if this government is ready. You can see the hypocrisy of Buala. Buala has the nerve. Anyway, I'm not surprised because this same Boala once said that once you join APC, the human brain is dynamic until it joins APC, then it stops working. So probably as he joined ABC, what he said brains of people that joined APC stops working is happening to him. When Chibok girls happened, he said the call for Jonathan's resignation was legitimate. But now, the call for President Tinubu's resignation is not legitimate when over 300 people are still missing in Niger State. Over 200 people are still missing. So, you say people don't have the right to be able to call for President Tinubu's resignation. And what's the big deal in calling for a president's resignation? You can see these hypocrisies. If the people voted him there, they can have the right to call for his resignation. And it's for him to be able to prove his worth and mettle. We deceive ourselves too much. Nigeria is filled with hypocritical people. Government kidnapped 5 Rivers Varsity students, 14 passengers in Imo. And you're saying it's not due time for President Tinubu to call for his resignation. 19 persons, including 5 students of Rivers State University, was kidnapped by government in Rivers and Imo yesterday. One day, one kidnapping, and you're saying President Tinubu is not due for resignation because you, Boala, that said everything was wrong with the Muslim ticket, now is not supporting the same thing you said you will never support because of your own hypocrisy. It is very sad. Anyway, it is people that take people like Boala seriously and that still call them interview I blame. Since the day I gave him tough question, he can't come near me again for any interview because we'll point out the truth to him and we'll point out his hypocrisy to him. So, Fubara has been having a back and forth in Rivers State. He has succumbed to the assembly pressure. They are recalling about 1,000 teachers that were recruited in 2023. Dele Momodu is saying that opposition already Atiku the only contender. If Dele Momodu wants Atiku Abubakar, he should speak for himself. But by saying others are not ready, so what have people like Peter Obi have been doing? Have they not given a viable opposition? Have they not been talking about matters on ground? So what makes him feel that others are not ready? If he has passion for what's it called, Atiku Abubakar, he should show. I mean, nobody has problems with him. But for him to not make sweeping generalization that everybody is not ready. No, Mr. Dele Momodu should remember things might not go his way all the time. And that's just it. Police to arrest officers escorting VIP. I beg, that one is not going to work. Over social media, they've been showing videos of police and officers that are parading themselves, that are protecting VIPs. Nothing has changed. So how many the police want to arrest finish? I beg, let's start from there. So it's just a funny one. Residents are slamming the Cross River State government as refuse take over streets in Calabar. Calabar used to be known as one of the cleanest states in the country, or cleanest areas in the country before, under Donald Duke. But I don't know what is happening now. Calabar actually had that moniker. Calabar was known for cleanliness under Donald Duke. You can see why leadership matters. Niger kidnapping. The church confirms that 4 of the children are children of the catechists. FEC approves 2026-2028 MTEF projects. They project 34 trillion revenue. That's medium time expenditure framework. They are projecting the 34 trillion revenue. Anyway, the government has said that its revenue uptake has been very good lately. So if the Minister of Budget and National Planning speaks to journalists about it, I think it's well in the right direction. But the question is, we are not seeing the effect of the revenue. They are saying that the council set an oil production benchmark of 2.06 million barrels per day for 2026. No, that's not possible. The fiscal plan is based on a cautious 1.8 million barrel per day. That's not possible. You know why? Because even our 2 million threshold, we have not met it. In fact, we are even less than 1.8 now as we speak. At some point, our production went down tremendously to about 1.4. So you say 2.06, that's impossible. Exchange rate assumptions for the budget for year is 1,512 to the dollar. Okay, that's reasonable because I also hear that some devaluation might still come up as we speak. And he added that inflation is projected to average 18% in 2026. Okay, let's see how that pans out. Anyway, at least they find a matter to the madness of the inflation figures since they reduce the weighted averages of food inflation and all of that. But when you look at the month-to-month inflation number, it keeps going up. So based on the assumption, he said the total revenue accrued to the Federation was estimated to be about 50 trillion and to be shared among 3 tiers of government. But the problem is that with all the revenue that has come in, we are not seeing what they are doing with the revenue. And when revenue from all federal sources are consolidated, including 4.9 trillion from government-owned enterprise, total federal government revenue for 2026 is projected to be about 34.3 trillion, representing a 6.5 trillion or a 16% decline compared to 2025 budget. The minister said statutory transfers are expected to amount to roughly 3 trillion. The question is, some of these statutory transfers and all of that, what are we doing? So do you know that in this government, we have set up new regional development commissions? What has been the effect of those regional development commissions? They've not really done much. So it's a very interesting one. 2.5 million Nigerians are registered as INEC concludes the first phase of continuous voter registration. Please do well to go register. It's also important. US to restrict visas for Nigerians responsible for violating religious freedom. That's a welcome one in the right direction. Marco Rubio said this, that the restrictions will affect those who knowingly direct, or authorize, or fund, or support carry out violations of religious freedom in the country. Adebayo Frayo Adedabola, Osun Goba candidate, was arraigned for Bola Ige's murder. If you remember the case when Bola Ige was killed many years ago, there was a popular Frayo arraigned alongside Obishori. But you see, all of a sudden, that case just went down the drain. You cannot see that Nigeria is a theater of the absurd. This Adebayo Olugbenga Adedamola that stepped into the limelight as the newly elected governorship candidate of the PDP. And just like that, the ticket went to his hand. But for many older residents, the name is not new. Frayo rings a bell, largely for that. Decades earlier, he appeared in the police files and courtroom transcript as a prime suspect in the death of Bola Ige, the then Attorney General of the Federation. Wasn't it from there that even Iyola Mishori, won the Senate seats around that period too? Ige was central to the political crisis of Osun State, acting as a mediator within Alliance for Democracy to reconcile Akonde and Omishori, whose relationship broke down over party dominance. But as tension escalated between supporters, Omishori was subsequently impeached, and his mediation was seen as siding with Akonde. And they said, anyway, we don't have facts because there have been other stories too about the killing of Bola Ige. They said that this culminated few days before his death, that he was attacked by a mob in Elisha. And he was publicly humiliated and his cap was removed from his head. Festus Kiyamo, a human rights lawyer, presented Adedamola to journalists as an informant who, according to, had inside knowledge about those behind Ige's murder. Adedamola subsequently surrendered to the police. Kiyamo presented to the public and the police an affidavit wherein he claimed that Adedamola knew Ige's killers, and Omishori was one offered Adedamola 5 million to kill Ige, which Adedamola allegedly rejected. He, the suspect, then came to me because he felt abandoned by everybody. In fact, this case was what brought Festus Kiyamo to the limelight. We will release evidence in stages before the details came out. Adedamola later reversed his claim and alleged that Kiyamo pressured him to frame Omishori. You can see the game. Say that the lawyer took advantage of him to boost his profile. He said, I traced my ordeal at the event to the Onis Palace where I saw the youth singing against Ige and I participated in removing his cap. We did it because we knew that he was the brain behind the crisis, and I did not know about his death. 13 suspects, including Alani Omishore, the cousin of the deputy governor, were arraigned before the Ibadan High Court. Others in the list, too numerous to mention. At a point, the dragnet widened dramatically, and even Omishore and Kiamo were arrested in connection. But what came out of the case? Nothing. The pain of the case, let me just tell you this, was what led to the death of Bola Ige's wife, Justice Atinuke Ige. Justice Atinuke Ige, a justice in Nigeria, could not get justice for her husband that died. That was the Attorney General of the Federation. So you can see that it's not today that this quagmire called Nigeria has been happening to us. According to a 2022 interview, Adedamola was born to Tunde Adebayo, a Fourth Republic lawmaker in Ekiti State, and Olumide, daughter of Ayo Martins, popularly known as Olowo Idiokpe, a First Republic parliamentarian. Martins was then 85 years old, said when Adedamola's name came up in the murder investigation, he was disturbed. So the story goes on and on and on and on. And kudos to the cable for capturing this story. But the back and forth of this matter is that same Adedamola that was mentioned in this case, Frayo, now went back, and today he's the one being given the chance to run for governor in that same state, Osun State. This is a desecration on the grave of Bola Ige. This is a real desecration on the grave of Bola Ige. And it speaks volumes about the political system in our country. But time will tell. We'll see how it pans out. We'll see how it pans out. Time will tell. These are the kind of things that happen in Nigeria. And that's why we have to keep speaking truth to power every time. Badru is saying that the true reason for his resignation was communicated to Tinubu. Anyway, the drama is going round as regards Badru and his resignation. Stray bullets killed 2 protesters in Kogi. Senate confirming Musa. Yari, stop calling on Trump. Only Nigerians can fix Nigeria. And many, many other stories are making the rounds.
Well, that was Rufai Oseni helping us to do justice to some of the headlines there. And it's a wonderful Thursday morning, and we're very glad that you're still there and listening to us. It's time now to join yet another guest that will also x-ray some of the headlines that we have read this morning.
We're talking about Darlington Agomwo. He's a legal practitioner and a current affairs analyst. Barrister Agomwo, thank you very much for joining us.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Sir? Good morning, sir.
Hello.
We can hear you, sir. Can you hear us, sir?
Morning.
Welcome to a front page review, sir.
The thing is, I can't hear you. It's not.
Okay.
It's not loud enough.
Okay. Let's see. Can you hear me better now, sir?
Hello.
Can you hear us better now?
Okay. Let's. Okay. Can you hear me better now?
You have come now. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So the major talking points from today's national dailies is the U.S. Trying to issue visa ban on Nigerians involved in anti-Christian genocide. What's your take on that?
From the look of things, this thing is being watered down. No, I'm telling you. I am beginning to think that the American government has been hypnotized.
How
They
so,
are
sir?
no longer, yes, all these emissaries they send there, they send them to go and cool down Donald Trump and his government and what they wanted to do. This thing is being watered down. We are not talking of a visa ban or whatever. We are talking of action. This particular government, they are taking this hypnotism to America. That Donald Trump has been hypnotized. That's why he's no longer talking tough. Who need the visa ban? Yeah. We are not talking of visa ban here. Let them leave the ban and take action. That's what I'm saying.
The visa ban, not action.
Visa ban.
Yes,
they will not ban anybody.
The visa ban is not action enough for you,
It's
Barrister.
not enough. What are you talking? They can go to any other place now. They can go to any other place. We are talking about saving Nigeria from terrorists, and you are talking about visa ban. If you ban them, they can take their matter to Dubai or any other place. That's the truth now.
But quite a number of our politicians have property in US. It will definitely affect
It doesn't
them.
matter. They can send their surrogate there. They can send their surrogate to go and do things for them. All of them, they have connections in that US now.
So you prefer?
It may not affect them. It may not affect them, enormously.
So you prefer the guns blazing threat from Donald Trump?
That is how to know that something is happening here. Because the people you are dealing with, they will not take you serious unless you see action. You see the terrorists, they don't take prisoners. So can't you see the escalation of this matter over 3-4 weeks ago? Does this show you that these guys, they are remorseful? Look, if this gun doesn't blaze, Donald Trump will lose respect. I'm not joking.
Now,
Because this government will later come and mock all of us. So you can see all your plan has failed. Kiniko, they will mock all of us that those who wanted Donald Trump to invade Nigeria, they have been put to shame. The government have been able to arrest the situation that it didn't happen again. Meanwhile, the terrorism is not letting anybody down.
There are some Nigerians that think this is the best way to go. Target these individual politicians because
they didn't ban them. I said they have surrogates.
So-
they have people that are doing things for them. They can send them there.
So you're not worried about the collateral civilians will be caught in the crossfire in the course of this guns blazing strategy.
If you are beginning to think of labor pain, no woman will give birth to a child. Did you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
If you are the terrorists, did they think of all this thing when they want to carry out their business? No, did they think of it? So haven't you seen what they are doing? That lady man that was crying in the bush with the pregnant wife and daughter, is that not enough to provoke action? You see a man begging helplessly in the bush with the pregnant, and they are threatening to rape the woman who is pregnant. The terrorists, did they think of all those things before they are doing what they are doing? Look, these guys will never stop until they see action. Quote me. They will never stop until they see action. Look, the last time I checked, Thomas Paine wrote in his book, The Rise of Man, he said, evil does not go away except you use force. Anywhere in the world, Satan don't give up except you use force. That's why the Bible says, if you shout at the devil, he will flee. So if you think that you will pamper them and give them kill glove treatment, they are going to, is a lie. Is a lie. These guys will never stop. They will never stop. Solomon, quote me, they have an agenda. Except you use force on them, they will not stop.
I'm just curious. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm just curious. There are people who are concerned about the aftermath of America arriving in Nigeria to do what they claim is the reason they are interested in Nigeria. Some say they are coming for resources and all that. But my question is, if you were to advise, what should be the terms and conditions of their coming into Nigeria? Because we just can't give them a leeway, enter Nigeria, do what you need to do, and go out. What kind of rules of engagement are we expecting them to have when they enter Nigeria?
Solomon,
Yeah.
it's like you don't know the history of this thing. So, America cannot come and help us to drive them away. But somebody in this country who claims to be a patron, who claims to be a citizen, invited these terrorists into Nigeria. You can imagine. So, terrorists are free to come into Nigeria, B. They are free to come into Nigeria, not down to Buhari and his cronies. But you cannot bring America to come and help us drive them away. Look at the contradiction. Oh, really? America that has a genuine interest in the safety of Nigeria cannot come, but terrorists can come.
The question is not whether America can come or not. The question is not whether America can come or not. But okay, if the terrorists were invited, they were given some promises and all that, and
some assignment and some.
they had demands from the people who brought them. Now they have gone independent, as
They've
it
gone
were.
rogue.
So if America comes here, what are we promising them, and what can we tell them not to touch? What is it that we will tell them this is the mode of operation?
We know where they are. The government, in fact, Shegumi should be guiding Americans to go and show them where they are. Shegumi knows where they are his boys. He said it. So we'll tell the Shegumi, oh yeah, since you are now the king of the boys, oh yeah, go and show America where those boys are. If you are serious, so. Because I remember the day I interfaced with him, at a point he gave up. He said he doesn't know where they come from. They are not even Muslims. But you are backing them. You can see the contradiction here. So Sheikh Gumi should be guiding them. Then the people will know where they are. Like those ones occupying Benue and Plateau villages. Those ones we know we can identify them. Let them go and flush them out. Since you cannot do that. Then Toju Bello. Americans should kidnap him and take him back to America. He tried to take him to Guantanamo Bay. Go and keep him there. Since Nigeria government cannot do that. We know where all their ring leaders are. People who brought them here should go and tell the Americans where they are. It's as simple as that. They know. Rufai told you that they know where they are. They talk with them. They hear what they're discussing. Rufai said it. And now, Bayo Nonoka has joined the fray by talking with them. Whenever they kidnap somebody, they will not call them and say, look, release this. So all those people, they know where they are. They should show Americans where these people are. Since they cannot do it themselves. That's what I'm saying. That particular man that threatened the Tinubu because she's a Christian. In fact, that particular statement, that particular threat is a metaphor for Christian genocide. They should go and arrest that man. That's Sheikh Tenshi. He's the ringleader. For him to come out a whole first lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That action told me that Tinubu, oh my God, he told me that what that man is going through. He couldn't save his own wife. So is it me that he's going to save? Is it me?
Okay, what's your take on the Minister of Defense? You know, the Senate has finally approved his nomination. What's your take on him?
My take is that he's not going to do anything. He will work as far as Tinubu will allow him. Did you hear me? He will work as far as Tinubu will allow him. Because Tinubu is considering a lot of things. I don't know what agreement he entered into. That he could not take action against these people. He had to take America to come and tell him what to do. So Tinubu will be very, very weak in telling this man to walk, to do whatever. Because I know whenever he wants to do anything, they will call on Tinubu. Is it our agreement? And that one will say, oh yeah, Christopher, come back. That is what you are going to see. Because if he's ready to work, he doesn't need America. All the other actions he took, Unko, when they went all over the place to get Nnamdi Kanu, did America tell them to do that? No, tell me. When they went all over the place and kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, did America tell them to do that? Meanwhile, the real terrorists under their nose, they are waiting for somebody to tell them what to do again. That means they don't want to do anything. Don't deceive yourself. The man may be speaking and blowing hot, but let him go into action now. You see what will happen.
Okay.
I said, let him go into action. You see what will happen. The man that took over from Prototype, who was very serious, who wanted to do, what happened to him? All of a sudden, there was a helicopter crash near Zaria, and that was the end of that man. Is that not true? So, Iyejirika, who was ready to flood this people out under Bill Jonathan, what happened? Was it not local leaders and even Boko Haram that were writing letter, fighting, crying for their human rights? That the Jonathan and the Iyejirika want to finish them all. Boko Haram was writing letters to the international community about their human rights. When Iyejirika gave them hell. Is that not true? Instead of local leaders to encourage him to do what he was supposed to do, they were threatening Jonathan right, left, and center. You know, writing letters all over the place until Jonathan had to withdraw the man. And the beat continues.
Okay.
So what are you telling me? Let Chris Over go and do what he wants. Let him do those things that you have in mind and let him see how far it will go.
Okay, let's go to a more economic story where the CBN removed the limit on cash deposits and raised the weekly cash withdrawal limit across all channels to 500,000 naira from 100,000 naira. What's your thought on that?
Look, this CBN, we have had enough of your financial intervention in our lives. This CBN doesn't know what to do. By the way, where is the money to withdraw in the first place? Where is the money? Who has the money to withdraw? Go to the bank. Go to the bank. You cannot have 10% of the customers having up to 500,000 in their account. You can't find that. Is it these 2 naira, 3 naira, 4 naira they are saving in bank that they are using to do monetary policy or what? Every time intervention. Has it helped the economy? Solomon, all this intervention, has it helped the economy? So when his other want to withdraw 50 million, he will say he should not, Abi. No, he said we should not. All those people that withdraw more than that, what happens to them? Don't they give them exception to withdraw the money? If you go to the banks now, what do you call it now? Loans that are piling up. I mean, bad loans that they could not recover. How did it happen? After we all the banks were rebased and all that, what happened? Are they following the strict rules and guidelines for giving loans, and yet they still have bad loans? Is it possible? Every time they will be disturbing us as if they know anything. Meanwhile, they don't know anything. The exchange rate today, is that where they met it? Every time this man will be juggling with our financial life. Today he will put one, the other day he will remove the other one. Tomorrow they will give it to a POS. You know, just trying to, so that they will say that he's doing something. Meanwhile, he's not doing anything. Look, Solomon, until the exchange rate is 200 naira to $1, count me out. They are not doing anything. Did you hear what I said? Until at least they bring up to 200 naira to $1, they are not working. That's my own understanding here. After all, where did they meet us in 2015?
Okay, another matter here is political. Rivers Assembly endorses Tinubu for second term. And this comes while we saw stories yesterday about the president donating or providing buses for campaign for next year amid rising insecurity. The Rivers State Assembly, and I'm sure that's just the first of many to do that endorsement. So what is your take on what is happening? People are talking campaign when it should be security.
Let God in heaven endorse him. Did you hear me? Let God endorse him. Let him stay there. He will get tired. One thing I know for sure is that one day, if you don't leave work, work will leave you. There's no two ways about it. Let the whole Nigeria endorse him. Let him just go there. Because, you know, they say a dog who doesn't listen to the master, something happens to him. You mean with all this embarrassing record he have collected for himself in this maybe 4 years? It's not enough for him to say, look, I can't do this. It's not enough, Abi. He couldn't stop terrorism. The thing he swore, the very thing he swore to do, he swore on oath to protect land and property. He couldn't do it for 4 years now. Abi, going to 4 years, and yet he still wants to go back to the same office, Abi. Everywhere, when they use money, induce everybody to go and do publicity stunts. They say this person endorses him, this person endorses him. I said, let heavens endorse him too. Let him stay there. Let him stay there. Is it not Nigeria that say he should stay? Let him stay there. When the time comes, we'll know how far.
I mean, but do you think African leaders will ever get tired? I mean, we have Cameroon president has been there forever. He's 92 years old now.
One thing God did to Africa is to give them evil men as leaders. I'm not joking. I wish there is a way to contact God. I will ask him, come, why do these evil men in office? African leaders, look at all of them. None of them has a vision for Africa. None of them. The real African leaders are gone. They killed them and they removed some of them. It is now these Buccaneers that are now in charge of Africa. Even women have called the ball. Look at that woman in Tanzania. She has even taken up to the next level. So anytime there's election, just gather all the opposition, put them in prison. After the election, you now release them. That is African leaders for you. Always drunk with power. Yes, they are not doing anything. Solomon, if they are just improving, if I can wake up to say, this African leader, in fact, somebody like the order of Mandela or Nyerere, I would say yes, we have many. If you like, let him stay there for 100 years. I will not bother. Seriously. I will not bother. As long as you have the mindset of Mandela and Julius Nyerere, you can continue to rule.
Okay.
But not these people we have today. Not any of them.
Barrister Darlington, we'll be right back. Let's take a commercial break. Stay with us, sir.
No problem.
This December, something glorious is happening. It's time to lift our voices, our hearts, and our hands because hope is alive again. Join Christian Pentecostal Mission International for our annual National Thanksgiving Service. Theme, Thanksgiving of Hope. Date, Sunday, December 7th, 2025. Time, 8 a.m. prompt. Venue, Believers Cathedral, 10/12, Latif Salami Street, off Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Ajao Estate, Lagos. It's going to be a day of joy, music, and divine encounter. Ministering Reverend Dr. Mercy Ezekiel, General Overseer, and a powerful worship experience with Minister Sinach. Don't just hear about it. Be there. Come with your praise, your gratitude, and your testimony, because this year, hope will dance again. CPM. Jesus Christ is Lord.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cutout fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get them. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cutout fuse and distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
don't worry. I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cutout fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller and solar panel, Star-J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover-wise pan foolish show. Slatter Star-J Indian product, na number 1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy-duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star-J, na you Pico.
Yeah, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is a front page review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We still have Barrister Darlington Agomo still with us. Hello, Barrister.
Yeah, Solomon, I'm with you.
Okay, so the Senate on Wednesday intensified its probe into the collapse of the Safe School initiative by summoning key government officials to explain why the 30 million naira scheme failed to protect Nigerian children, school children, from relentless attack. Do you think anything good will come of this probe? This is not the first time the Senate have been probing anyway.
Listen, Solomon, don't ever believe any probe in that Senate. Nothing will come out of it. How many probe now? Have any of them seen the light of day? Do you remember when that girls happened? On that particular day that they kidnapped those girls, there was a curfew in that place. Curfew. No movement. But on that particular day, they cleared all the road for these terrorists to come in. No police, no army, no DSS. All of the road was cleared. Nobody was there. And while these people were coming with their high-loft trucks, 15 of them, Amnesty International was calling them, calling the army, calling, look at these people, they are coming, they are coming, we see their flag, we see their motor, they are coming. Nobody picked that call, nobody answered them. Until they took those girls away and returned them back. And then we are now talking of Elia Sharif. Is that not how that girl, So, why didn't anybody probe? Who vacated the place? Who told the army and the police to leave that place? Solomon, did anything come out of that? The answer is no. This one that happened recently in Niger, the same thing. They were told to go and guide the school. And all of a sudden, order came from above as always. Order came from above and told them to vacate that place. And they left. And 30 minutes after, they came to the school, and now we are talking of... So, what are they probing? The one they probed before, what came out of it? The 210 trillion naira that we are looking for from an NPC, they have been looking for it since Adam and Eve. Have anybody been pointed at? 210 trillion naira missing in a particular government agency. And then when they wanted to explain it away, they said the 17 trillion was used to protect the pipeline. God Almighty. And that is part of the expenditure. 17 trillion to protect the pipeline in 1 year. Not even since independence, so in 1 year. So what are they telling me now? That so I should now take them serious, Abi? How can a thief catch a thief? No, tell me. Some of them, is their hand not in those things? Remember when Apache was in NDDC, they called him to come and explain. He said that some of the lawmakers, they took contracts, but they never executed it, that the money is in their hands, this and that. Is that not how the matter ended? So, my brother, nothing will come out of it. You are just wasting time there. I'm not joking. Mention one probe. That came to a logical conclusion, and they said, Mr. Man, you are the one holding this money, you're going to return it, or take him to court. Mention just one. Every time they are probing.
Okay.
Just our time there.
Okay. Still on insecurity. Still on insecurity, NEC approves 100 billion naira for repairing training institutions for security. Will that help or not?
NEC approve what?
100 billion naira for repairing training institutions.
Yeah, NEC
for
approved
security.
100 billion naira for repairing training institutions for security. Will that in any way help security?
Look, whenever I hear this it pains me. That is an indirect way of bringing out money for the boys. To repair what? 100 billion. Are you serious? To repair which institution?
Training institutions.
Really? Leave that thing. There's nothing. That money is gone. If you are doubting me, by this time next year, let us do inventory. Let us run a check on this money and this institution and see whether anything was done that is up to 100 billion. That will have to know whether I'm lying or I'm telling the truth here. Whenever they want to share money, that's what they do. They will approve money for one project or the other that will never see the light of day. Okay, this 140 billion they brought out for school protection. What happened to it? Are they protecting the school now? Yes, these terrorists are having a free lunch in these schools. Meanwhile, they brought out 140 billion, and now they are probing what happened to it. What will come out of it?
Okay.
What will come out of it? Every time they approve money, yes, you don't see the end of it. Every time they approve money, yes, you don't see the end of it.
Okay. Barrister Darlington Agomo, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay, for just tuning in, this is Front Page Review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We have like 10 minutes, 8 minutes to quickly take some calls and messages. Again, we do sincerely apologize. We won't have time to take all your calls and all your messages, but be rest assured that when we come back at 10:30, we'll have all the time to pick your calls and messages. The number to call 0700 903 903 903. The number to call 003 903 903 903. You can also call.
Yeah, you can call 0803 6929 933. 0803 6929 933.
You can also call or text us via WhatsApp, and our WhatsApp number is 081 717 56338. Again, 081 717 56338. I'm particular about the WhatsApp number because you have all the time to send as much messages as you can, where we'll read them at 10:30 if we can't read them now. Okay, I think let's start with some phone calls.
We just locked that call down. We're hoping that we're going to have another one.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Solomon.
Good morning. Welcome to VOA.
Thank you very much. See, I want to talk about. Okay, my name is Alpha. My name is Alpha. I'm calling from the agent.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, this APC party is not a party. That is an occultic party. You see, they deal on human blood. They deal on Nigerian sacrifices. Whenever somebody dies, whenever they kidnap people, they are the one behind all this. You just imagine, anytime somebody is being kidnapped and killed, the governor will be adopted into their party. Whenever this thing happens, you will see that a governor will left another party to their party. For you to see what is happening. Number two, I want to make another point. Number two is this Reverend Father, that is this Benue governor. I am disappointed in that man. In fact, I am ashamed to call him a Reverend Father. He is not a Reverend Father at all. Politics has blinded his eyes. He cannot see the truth to speak the truth. There are Christian genocide going on in Nigeria. Maybe he just read it in the news now that a Reverend Father that is being kidnapped just today, yesterday. And here we come out and say there is no Christian genocide. Let me ask this question. Since all these things is still happening, how many times have they kidnapped Afar?
Okay,
Ordinary Afar. How many times have they kidnapped a man from the mosque?
Let's end
thank
it
you.
here, so
Thank you.
others will
Thank
call.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, whoever is calling, whoever is sending messages, be sure that whatever you're saying are verifiable things. If you're talking about occultists, we don't know that. We're talking about things that we do not know. Please, we may not entertain that anymore. Be sure of what you're saying. Hello, good morning, and welcome. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, Solomon. And good morning, prayer colleagues.
Good morning.
Welcome to VOP. Tell us in the way you're calling from, please.
My name is Obina, calling from Egypt.
Okay, Obina, go ahead, please.
In this country, we have been deceived, and the leaders are deceiving themselves. And just seeing everything they are doing as unserious people. There is nothing I see in this country. These are our leaders. Men looking at their language, their body language, they are not talking like leaders. Look at what Wire and other people of life, all of them, Apadio is talking. I don't see any seriousness in this country. In short, I'm very disappointed in this country. Is it everything politics? And then, it's okay. The House of Assembly have approved it.
Thank you.
But amending the constitution and state policing that will benefit the country, since they are debating it, they are still debating it.
Okay, we have to stop you. We don't have time. Thank you very much. I think we have a WhatsApp call. Let's see if we can pick them. Pick it.
Hello.
Welcome to VOP. Tell us in the way you're calling from, please.
Good morning. My name is Chibuzo. I'm calling for Jego.
Okay, Chibuzo, go ahead.
My own concern that APC never wants to stop this insecurity for this country. The interest of 2027. No APC where their life will rule. If they kill us, finish, we go vote for them. May they return the second tenor. They also interested to 2027. That is the whole matter. But now, Micah asks, what APC want to tell us now? Say that they want to, so I will build the, so I will vote for 2027. Sorry, can you just answer me that question? Sorry, sir.
We're not APC. We're not APC, so they will answer you when the time comes. During the campaign, they will tell you what they will do.
No problem. For my own again, the Reverend Father said that no genocide. But people remember that God said that in judgment go start for your own room. So I'm not surprised.
Okay.
Everything God say we're going to pass. So men but know they saying surprise.
All right, thank
that
you.
Is God, so.
Thank you, Amina. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's see if we can read out some messages. Let's see. Good morning. The new defense minister will not be different from the former defense minister because Tinubu doesn't have a political will to fight a terrorist because of the presidential election 2027. The Nigerian Senate asked the federal government to publish the names of financiers of terrorism, and the federal government under Tinubu doesn't have a political will to name them. Leo from Lagos. Thank you very much, Leo.
This is an appeal. Please, I would like to use this medium to pass an important information to all parents in Lagos State that they should be very vigilant and careful with the type of keke marwa that their children would be boarding to their various schools following an unverified incident but announced by someone who wants to remain anonymous concerning the kidnapping of some students attending New Era Girls School in Surulere. I therefore appeal to our amiable Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to equip all security agencies with all that is needed to tighten security in the state, especially at this festive season and beyond. Like I said, it may not be verifiable, but it's worth investigating. So whoever is responsible, investigate this and make sure that if the story is true, the needful is done.
Okay, let's see if we can pick one more call before we go. Hello. Oh, we lost our connection with that call. Let's see. Okay, beautiful morning to you all in the studio. Federal government unveiled over 50 trillion naira budget for 2026. I now ask the previous budget, what is the effect in our lives? Please, you people in the studio should educate me the benefit of the previous budget, because I know too well I provide everything for myself and my family without your government input. So the budgets have no meaning as far as I am concerned, because the money would be relooted by this group of people called rulers and not leaders. If Tinubu knows that he's really in charge, let him mention the sponsor of Boko Haram and bandit, but he doesn't have the power to do it because of 2027. Mayor from Ikotuegbe. Thank you very much, Mayor.
The U.S. government should not only place visa restrictions on those enabling the Islamic terrorists and jihadists in Nigeria, they should also make their names public. Since the APC-led federal government doesn't want to do that, likely because some may be in the same government. May God help us and heal our land. From Frank Onero, USA.
Indeed. Good morning, Mr. Solomon. And our new man, Trump, should not only focus on visa restrictions alone on the sponsor of terrorists, but should educate all their lootings, business, and mansion outside our shores. Chude from Ayetoro.
Greetings to you, Solomon. Prince Ayotek from Arena Market is sending his greetings. What happened to the list sent to Buhari and Makami in Omalami by EAU? Or do people in power not know the sponsors? Any day that they acknowledge the value of lives and properties, I tell you that they will tackle the issues of insecurity bedeviling the country. Right now, what matters to them is 2027 election, how they will rig it. The worst is ruling the best, and it can only happen in this part of the country. It's quite unfortunate.
Indeed. Good morning. My name is AA from Makunwajo. Majority of your guests are biased. No reasonable person will support killing any part of the country. But my question is, killing started on President Tinubu. While are we playing politics with human life is a shame. I call this okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see.
I think we should just take a breather here and
Exactly.
talk to the amiable lady that is in the studio right now.
Okay. We'll go for a very short break. We'll be right back. Okay, we have Chichomzi in the building. Hello, Chichomzi. It is good to see you again. Welcome to
Thank
VOP.
you. Good to see you all. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning,